for more on this, we're going to bring in Javier Farje. He's a political analyst with a focus on Latin America, and he's joining us now from London. Very good to have you with us, sir, on Al Jazeera. So after several years of a hiatus, not being there, Brazil, one would imagine, has got a certain amount of catching up to do with its those who are going to be at the meeting.
Indeed, Brazil is the biggest economy in CELAC, in Latin America, and indeed in CELAC, which means that it's extremely important that Brazil is within CELAC, being active in working for the integration. At the same time, Argentina is Brazil's main trading partner, which means that the president of Lula in Argentina is going to help the Argentinian economy, which has been suffering serious problems, including inflation of 95%. Now, both presidents, President Lula and President Fernandez, Lula from Brazil and Fernandez from Argentina, want this process of integration go further than talks. They want to create a currency which is not going to replace the national currencies, but is going to make it easier, according to them, to trade. And they want to call it Sur, South, a currency which they expect it to be between Argentina and Brazil, and they hope that it will become a regional currency. That will enable these countries to counterbalance the power of the dollar, which is in many ways the main currency which is used in Latin America for trading activities. At the same time, Argentina needs a lot of financial support from Brazil. They want Brazil to finance a gas pipeline which will take gas from the southern part of Argentina to the border with Brazil so they can export the surplus, because at the moment Argentina is importing gas from Bolivia and it's costing them a lot of money. So we're talking about the relationship between Argentina and Brazil, the biggest partners of Mercosur, but also two of the biggest economies in Latin America, but also how that's going to be reflected at a regional level. So it's extremely important that President Lula decided to rejoin CELAC straight away as soon as he was inaugurated, and then his visit to Buenos Aires is crucial in terms of trying to find some kind of level of integration, which is not going to be easy because there are many disagreements within left-wing governments in Latin America in relation, for example, to Peru, or the kind of relationship with the United States.
It's not necessarily going to be an easy ride, though, is it? Because as our correspondent Teresa Bo was saying, there's a controversy over the fact that Venezuela was intending to be there. There were protests in the run-up to the possibility that President Maduro was going to be there. And yet, Brazilian President Lula da Silva is saying that he is willing to talk to Venezuela, he is willing to talk to Cuba. Not everybody at this meeting is going to share the same opinion that he has.
Well, yes, but I mean, the thing is that Venezuela is trying to recover the initiative in terms of diplomatic relations. And as Teresa said very rightly so, there's been a confusion about why President Maduro decided not to attend the summit. They were talking about security and things like that, which is not very, very clear. The fact of the matter is that the United States have started to negotiate with Maduro because of the war in Ukraine and the need to get oil from Venezuela. Venezuela has the biggest reserves of oil in the world. That has sort of relaxed in a way the situation of Maduro in terms of international relations. However, this protest may have prevented Venezuela from, President Maduro from attending this summit, but his foreign minister is attending instead. So Venezuela is always going to be part of a big debate in Latin America within what so-called moderate left-wing governments and more radical left-wing governments. But at the end of the day, one of the big issues at the moment is Peru. Some countries from the moderate left, Argentina, Brazil, and Chile, agree that former President Castillo was rightly to be deposed, whereas other countries like Bolivia and they disagree with that, and Colombia, they disagree with that. So there's going to be disagreements not only in relation to Venezuela, but mainly in relation to Peru. And also the more radical left-wing governments in Latin America, like Colombia or Bolivia, may have more problems with relations with the United States. Brazil, President Lula in his first government, he had a good relationship with the United States, and he wants to maintain that. And that's why there's a delegation of the U.S. which is attending the summit. So there's going to be disagreements, but also the main issue now is economic integration of all the Latin American countries at a regional level. And this idea of common currency and tariffs, so relaxation, may help achieve that integration in the long term.
Javier Farje, we appreciate you being with us on Al Jazeera. So thank you very much indeed for your time.